no, we just, I want you to the test. Can you handle me? Do you have a key? Tell me that I can play your games. Do you really have what it takes? I guess so, I guess so. I guess so, I guess so. I got a scream, I need my key. You better not fix this. I think so, I think so. I think so, I think so. Okay, let me just be honest with you. I want you, want you, want you. And okay, I've been down in circles all the time, but I want you, want you, want you.
Y'all better enjoy yourselves tonight. We got snow outside, guys. It snowed man-made chemical snow last night. I guess people aren't dying fast enough, so let me wipe that off. Let me get that off. Hold on. There we go. Yo, so how's everybody doing this AM? But it's going on 9 o'clock, right? It's roughly about 11 minutes before 9. Anyway, you see the thumbnail. One of the things that was going to be part of the topic really last night, and I says, you know what? No, I'm gonna come on and talk about it, and then we can set it up for a platform because I know this may strike some people and this may bother some people, but that's when you get some of the best commentary as far as the individuals who have the propensity for decent conversation. I didn't even brush my beard this morning. I woke up and I went out to the garbage, and the little Hindu kid, the Indian, they're playing out in the snow, and I was like, be careful, kids, because the children matter to me. Doesn't matter where they're from, religions or anything. But I on every platform, especially TikTok, I says, you know what? I grew up in a liberal city. I was not a liberal. All right. We were taught to vote for the person that we believe may do the best. And at one time, that was literally a Democrat named John Fitzgerald Kennedy, who was obscure. He didn't see race or none of that. He was an Ashkenaz. You all know that? He was a Jew of Ireland. He was an Irishman of Ashkenazi descent. He didn't want to play ball. He knew the threats made. He didn't like what his father had created as far as the foundation and everything. But I would more or less vote Republican later on, maybe once or twice, and once for Democrat, because I was really listening to the individuals and having a little bit of, in that time, in ignorance, faith in these individuals, regardless of knowing, ancestors over me saying, they're all liars. And they should know. They would remember the land. But who was stupid? Who was more dumb as far as the melanated community? And I need to breach upon this because it's most of our occupants on this channel. Some of you live in these liberal states. And if you have cleared yourself, void yourself of biasness, I really want to know, where do you stand? How do you feel? I saw a post this morning by a very young, beautiful woman, my generation, in her 50s, talking about she lives in New York. She's from New York, lived in Jersey, went to school with us. They make up some fake narratives. Anyway, I think she's in Atlanta. Most of the sisters in Atlanta anyway, how these 50-year-old women, it could be 50 plus, okay, just 55, 57, it don't matter, in their 50s, right? Saying, I'm going to stop dealing with young men and start dealing with 50 and over, like over 52 or 54. And I'm sitting here like, they really took Stella Got a Groove on to another level. And nowhere in our past, in our families, did we have the false religious ideologies of the new individuals of Islam, where you can marry some 9 or 6-year-old girl. That never existed, never in the world's history. That's new, fabricated, made up nonsense because of people perversion. And they use religion to back it up because they keep indoctrinating men, and they make the women stupid not to be able to research and say no, when there have been plenty of Muslim women who have went against and says, this is what we found. And they know that these men who sleep with boys and out there, when there are times they have a fatwa where they can have sex with goats because it's more. I'm talking about facts. Things that historically you can look up. There's nothing truthful about any of it. It's all lies. But in the liberal states, I'm seeing this absurdity come to our soil by way of some of these Sephardic and crypto Jew Arabs who practice Islam, and even by some way of the Negroes who are not of that lineage, who are ignorant, who've been grafted in. Yet the women, I am seeing, as I stated with this one individual, and I saw the comments, and oh my goodness. You really want to believe because they have degrees, doctorates, that they're really intelligent and smart. I can't, I don't see it. I see them very benign, my perception, of what I see, my opinion. I see the hypocrisy. I see the degradation. And the comfortability is only plausible because of the dollar that they make. This is all part of the agenda. And it's very sad that these, and mostly in liberal states, I have to say this, but melanated women in liberal states are, and even Democratic women in conservative states, to me, are the dumbest people on earth. And the men, obviously, that's just without a doubt. I'm listening and I'm reading some of the comments, and then I see another one pop up of this one ignorant brother, and he lives in New York by chance. A couple of people commenting out of Georgia, Carolina, and a couple out of California. The one guy, he actually put a little video. I watched his video, and he sound like, we used to say very proper. I can be very proper at times, but he don't have that brotherly, manly voice. He had that Urkel. If you didn't see him, you would think he's blonde hair and blue eye and gay, and not all blonde hair, blue eyes are gay, but you know what I'm saying. About 98 pounds, 5'8" or 5'7", 22-year-old gamer. I'm just saying. That's what you would think. And I watched the video and I heard him. We cannot, and he was saying, we cannot allow Trump in the office. And it just boggled my mind, because it's like, there's nobody, as smart as these people are, nobody's really doing research. I'm not saying vote for Trump or anybody. I'm saying look at the time. But I look at where the people live, and I look at the consistent diorama affixed by the churches. You got to remember now, it's the education system that put the children against the parents. I can prove it. I can prove it. I can show you exactly where the teachers were telling children to tell on their parents, to put them away. I'm serious. And this is across the board. You know what I mean? In the 80s and 90s. I'm serious. And with all this knowledge, with the CIA, the crack epidemic, the coke, talking about trying to take our guns, while they were the ones putting the guns out there, and even finding like 5 different cases of FBI, ATF dealing with, stealing guns and extra dollars and stuff like that. It's mind-boggling how these sisters and brothers who I grew up are still holding on to this. And the statement to hear a grown-ass woman, half-century years old, that silver, sit there talking about, I'm going to start messing with 50 and up men. Like, what the fuck growing up my time made you think that it was all right to be out here messing with young things? I'm not going to lie now. I'm about making babies. That's what the man's propensity is. But sometimes the older women are actually stronger. If they're still fertile, that means that they weren't having sex, so they didn't have their first baby until they were in their 20s and 30s. And there's still a lot of women like that. Don't get it twisted. Okay? It's just like when, Reagan, Bill Clinton, all them faggot niggas who was part of the war on drugs, when there were no, when it was 1% of the babies even had crack, but they were taking all these women and locking them up who were innocent. There was not a whole bunch of crack babies being born. The lie was just, and they went to the media and they made it like it was predatory, this, that, and other, when it was the government that reciprocated it, just like they did with the meth in the Pels community. And it's mind-boggling to see brothers and sisters in these, and for me, it's the liberal states, the dumbest. I don't care what anybody, just my opinion. And in the conservative states, the niggas who hold on to the liberal, in the conservative states, the liberals, the melanated who hold on to the liberal, I call it indebtedness, identity or narrative, are the dumbest. Like, who's out there doing it? Who's got the people this conflicted and confused that they don't even know real history? that they want to sit here and they're out here running around with youngins. Listen to me. I even had some of them talking about some older women looking busted as hell. Talking about, when they get in the 50s, you know, they Jimmy don't work no well. And you got children and grandbabies. What mentality? Something's in what they are, you know, they got these synonyms, you know, like dumb, stupid, stupider, you know, the synonyms, you know what I'm saying? Idiotic. Y'all should look them up to see some of the things that regular everyday words that break these things down are coalesced to certain simple words, like even in conversation, that sometimes when people are saying something, they could pretty much be calling you dumb and you think it's just regular conversation. I'm not eating no more pizza, y'all. Even vegan. It's off my shelf now. I'm gonna share some things with you, okay? And this could be part of the symptoms of what's going on. Men, testosterone levels are going down because you're being poisoned. Women, your estrogen levels are conflicted, conflagrated because you are being poisoned. Why do I say this? Let me see here. Let me see if I can pull this up on my internet. Okay. If y'all just bear with me for one moment, I really, really appreciate it. Okay. I'm going to my internet, people. It takes me a moment to actually pull this stuff up. Let me see. Okay. All right. All right. As you know, most people eat like Taco Bell, Chick-fil-A, Dunkin' Donuts, Wendy's. Scroll up. I don't have a mouse arrow. I can hook mine up, I found out. Domino's. I used to actually eat, you know, the vegan pizza. I don't mess with Domino's, even though I got good friends with my boy who's becoming a manager from Turkey, who just got back from Turkey. Love my brother who worked at the gun store. Yeah, he's managing it. And I've been challenging him with this stuff. Burger Kill, Subway. Y'all gonna be surprised with Chick-fil-A, Chipotle, and Subway. But this is moms across America that did a test. And I was going through there's other ones too, but I'm gonna use this one that's real simple. Starbucks, and I believe Chick-fil-A and McDonald's. All right, so let me pull them up. So I'm gonna read to you 3 antibiotics and then discuss the negative effects. You remember, they say you are what you eat, because you are what you eat, and whatever they ate. And sometimes what they ate is not necessarily what they ate, because a lot of things can be put in feed as well as administered through, you know what I'm saying? Articulate, you know, shots. Okay. I just don't want to get caught up with the big little blue thing talking about the stuff, and I don't want that. So I'm going to pull up just a few. And some of these things, there are dividends, there are deviants that are made first before they use in animals that they use on people, and then you wonder why people's hearts are breaking out, this, that, and other, when there are natural herbs and herbs that actually heal. Ergo, what Rockefeller did with petroleum, corn, the first tomatoes that started giving people joint suppression and problems, if you get what I'm saying. Flare-ups that didn't happen at a time when people's 70s were running. Now you can't hardly find that many people in the 70s or 80s who run. But let's first get into this. I'm going to say right now, on the record, I love Chipotle. When I go to Flagstaff, I stop and I get me some beef. And y'all know chicken to me is the most toxic, but the beef and the chicken, you know, the platter is, I go for it. Why? I stay away from the white rice, but with the vegetables, I don't have no issues. I don't feel no kind of way. Now, Subway, I don't eat their tuna because that's not what it is. So-called, I think in the last year or two, they said that they went back to actually using tuna. They were using something else. I forget what the fish was called. And they got called on it. And if I do eat their bread, the only bread I eat, because most people can't eat grains, but I get their 9 grain. And or I get their Italian. I'm not big on white bread. It's not beneficial, but I don't get the whole foot. I get the, just the half. That's in a rush, and most of the time, it's the vegan sandwich. But let me read this about Taco Bell, Dunkin' Donuts, Wendy's, yes, Wendy's, Domino's, Burger King, Starbucks. Yes, Starbucks has breakfast. Oh, let me put my glasses. I can see everything, guys, but because of the way the lights are, it messes with my eyes because I sun gaze. But anyway, like the double biggest cheddar sandwiches, all the little sandwiches, croissant sandwiches at Starbucks. Like when I go to Safeway, I see they have the little thing, and the breakfast people get their coffees, and they caramel, frappe latte, whatever the freaking frack with the extra chocolate, triple sprinkled dark chocolate. What? It's a damn thesaurus of whatever when y'all be ordering them crazy drinks at Starbucks. But Chick-fil-A, I keep telling y'all, these kids got to leave it alone. Yet, and McDonald's, McDef. These are the things that are found in those. So yes, Chipotle and Subway, you're not going to have these three in there. Now there may be other ones, but they wanted to test for these because, as you know, that UK, New Zealand, certain places have banned these things. But why has America not? Because I told you, those who think they're in power, they are the major minority in the world, and our people all fighting each other. And the liberals are pretty much the exorbitant ones, and the racists and the conservative, they're a two-folded problem, and they both are the dumbest and the stupidest people. But we're going to stick on the melanated side because I need my people to realize how serious this is. So first we're going to talk about monosin, okay? Which the toxicosis of that causes an excessive increase in our intracellular calcium ions in myocardial muscles, leading to tachycardia. And well, anyway, it's highly toxic in horses, but also in beef and dogs, and cardiac injury and death. And they put this in the grain and feed and shoot it up in the cattle. If you eat horses, yes, and dogs, same thing. And you see them people in China spinning, in their heart, and they're trying to figure out and catch themselves. That right there. Like I said, UK just recently banned that. New Zealand, a number of places, Denmark, Sweden, they don't use none of this. And it's funny how they want the WHO, they're behind this and they know it. This is found to be in, I believe, Taco Bell, the beef and stuff like that, and Dunkin' Donuts definitely in their breakfast sausages and stuff like that. Yes, in the pork too, I'm sorry. Wendy's definitely in all their beef. And at 0.33, one's in 0.13, the other one I think is 0.6, which is pretty high. This is being found. We're talking about after this stuff's been cooked, okay? I know it's in Burger King. That's without a doubt. At least Burger King and Taco Bell, there's one hit for these three I'm going to talk about. And that's pretty serious because there's a lot of people that eat that who have heart arrhythmia problems. And, I actually had to pull up some things. I don't want to read that stuff, but if they want to act stupid, I can break it down and they can pull it up themselves. And I used Brave when I did it in Firefox. Okay. Now, as far as McDonald's, it's about 0.45 or 40. And Chick-fil-A doesn't have that because it's chicken. Okay. This is pork, horses, dogs, and beef. So and horse and even dog meat has been found mixed in with a lot of beef, ground beef, y'all. Now, the next one I want you to be mindful of is, I believe it's called Naracin. This inhibits tumor metastasis, which is growth. Inhibits, it actually adds to it, allows it, and growth of the ERA-positive or ERA-positive breast cancer cells by an activation of the TGF, and you get into the with the blood quantum, you know what I mean, as far as the SMAD3s and all that stuff. But what it is it's harmful if swallowed. And we now know that even through marination, you can get rid of a lot of things, but some of this stuff was designed to be heat resistant up to higher temperatures than your stove or your oven. even direct fire, because not all direct fire burns, at 6,000 degrees or 3,000 degrees. It's just not possible. That's why we have plasma cutters and so forth. So a lot of these things are purposely put into the antibiotics for these animals to inhibit growth and the size. We don't need big cows. It's like I said, the false pyramid. These fake Jews, they know exactly what they did as far as the industry and some of these molecular geneticists and scientists who have created this crap. Okay, we don't need, because the world's not overpopulated. They know exactly what they're doing. Why do you think they killed all them thousands of cows and pigs and chickens? Let's get back at this. Okay, so it's harmful as well. No, narcissism is harmful to humans. So why is it in Dunkin' Donuts? Let me make sure it's the right one. Well, Wendy's cheeseburgers. Good gracious, yes. I gotta put my glasses back on because I have it up here, but I have it in front of me as well. So I want to make sure, because the numbers, the threes and the eights kind of look similar. I'm sorry. So anyway, again, with the narcissism, you have traces of it in Dunkin' Donuts. Okay. They can't give the numbers because it's probably too high, because you got to think of Wendy's is 1.53, which is phenomenally high. And same thing with Domino's Pizza and the meat and stuff. As far as the pepperoni, extra cheese, and all that, the dairy, it's traces amounts. So they're not sure what the molecular, what it is as far as the nanograms, but it's still high. Burger King doesn't have that, but you got to remember it has that mononucleotide, which is no good either. There's other stuff too. I'm tapping on the ones that have been banned overseas. So my melanated community, y'all keep running eating this garbage. Now Starbucks and their bacon cheddar or double smoked and egg sandwich, right? Have traces of it. That's the only thing that they found in that. Now there are other stuff because of the beef. You can look it up for yourselves as far as the things that are administered, whether it be dairy cows or so on and so on. Now Chick-fil-A doesn't have it. It's chicken. Okay. McDonald's, surprisingly, you got to remember, they have a McChicken sandwich, but what people aren't paying attention to is it 3D printed. There's a reason why I'm not looking at KFC and all that. That's a whole nother dynamic. A lot of that stuff is hybridized, genetically engineered, I'm just going to say you can look into that yourself. I'm not here. I just want to talk about these three. Now, the next one I want to get into is nicarbazine. Nicarbazine is used in chickens to prevent coccidiosis, or something like, I forget how it's pronounced. It's an infectious disease caused by intestinal protozoan parasites. Nicarbazine is extracted from chicken tissue with ethyl acetate. Now, where are the side effects? Nicarbazine in poultry? Well, all relevant species, in broiler chickens, whatever, right? There may be problems with side effects occurring during summer. It can cause increased sensitivity to heat stress, which may result in growth, depression, and even mortality in the broiled chickens. Now, death may be due to cell degeneration processes in the liver and kidneys at recommended doses. Recommended. Now, we know we always hear the USDA or the FDA saying, recommended doses is a safe dose, when there's no such thing as anything is safe. Why am I saying that? Because who controls the narrative, right? Now, is nicarbazine safe to eat? Well, no teratogenic forms were observed. The NOAL was considered at a dose, and that's the nicarbazine, right, of 200 milligrams or kilograms, right? In the United States, the Environmental Protection Agency considers nicarbazine practically non-toxic, by comparing its toxicity to that of sugar. Yet sugar is deadly. Beet sugar is not really from canes or coconut sugar or the heart. You know what I'm saying? The sugar that you buy in the store, like the general purpose flour, hit with all the folic acid, which is a deadly, we could talk about folic acid tomorrow, but this stuff is banned over in UK because they're seeing the inconsistencies with the FDA and the USDA here because they're liars. It's about big corporate and money. It's not about your life. Otherwise, people wouldn't be dropping dead, and the NWO and all other stuff that's happening wouldn't be happening. So if it's in the chicken, and it's heat resistant, you can look into that yourself. That's what we're dealing with. And that is found in Chick-fil-A. And the number in Chick-fil-A, check this shit out. is right at 0.32. I mean 36. Now you need to look into those numbers, have a clearer understanding. I just wanted to go ahead and give you a little bit. Now, my opinion doesn't mean it's facts. I am just utilizing the internet, Brave, and Google, and there are other antibiotics that also are used in the hospitals that are not about healing you. Some, as I was told, is to circumvent to find out if they can kill the problem, when it's not really about killing the problem, because killing the problem would mean shutting down these big corporations and removing the bioengineers, geneticists that are putting the crap in these cows to make them abnormal when everything was normal. This has been done with a purpose. They say famine, but yet everything they send over there is grains and feed and all this other stuff that gets bloated bellies and make people sick and less and weaker, when there are plenty of people over there that have tons of food. I've been over there, and the UN steps their foot in as if the fake Jews are supposed to control the narrative around the world. As you see, they're all in governments, whether it be in Brazil, Portugal, South America, everywhere. These half-bred or these fake Jews are in every position. We can pull it up and we can go through it, and they are behind the geneticists and everything else, as far as Yale, Harvard, MT, you know the school. I don't like giving energy, because when you speak some, I can say Yale and Harvard because one of those places is actually Tartarian, regardless of how they reshaped it and furnished it and perverted it. You know, skull and bones, dirty. You know, but MIT. Excuse me, I had to get it out anyway. And even some of the black colleges. You know what I'm saying? Yes. Whether in LA, in California, and Louisiana, yes, Florida too, Broward. Listen, some of the genetic stuff they're pulling out of there, they're working in behind the door stuff, and these people are compelled, and they're compelled to actually make things better. But the individuals come and say, "Well, take that," and they be like, "Well, we got to run tests," and it's fine. They have these trillion now, you know, this system of perversion to further inhibit and to create more of a problem. And that's why I say you see all these youth eating Chick-fil-A and gotta have their Dunkin' Donut breakfast and their beefs and stuff from Taco Bell and this and the other. So am I being a voice for Chipotle? No, I'm just saying, even I know if I do want to get something, if I'm over in Flagstaff, I don't even go to what you call Georgia Wings. I don't even go to no ATL Wings. I don't even get it no more. Even though ATL Wings is a lot better. They've actually started using grass-fed chicken, and you know what I'm saying? So, and their wings are phenomenal. For those who have been with me and got the wings, and they'll tell you that, because I usually take a lot of people there. But Subway, you read up on them if you don't mind going every once in a blue moon, just having a sandwich there. I'm big on, you know, the peppers and all that kind of stuff, and cucumber sandwiches and all that. That's my thing when I go there. I'm not big on the sauce. I'm usually like, I come home and put my own oil and vinegar and oregano and parsley on it, which is usually fresh chopped and hand picked right off the stem. And you know what I mean? And I don't eat that much black pepper either, even though it's really good for you. I just wanted to put that out there. That's 3. And there are tons of all kinds of antibiotics. These ones are the more seriously harmful ones. And ergo, while you're seeing so much restless leg syndrome, a lot of weak hearts, even in people who actually exercise. How do you reverse it when they've killed off so many things, calling them weeds, and they've had people in ignorance using, and they're still selling this crap, is what mind-boggling to me, is that those pesticides, the herbicides. So let me I got that over here. I got to scroll back. Herbicide, excuse me. What does it call? Because you know they have glyphosate and all that kind of crap in it. You know what I'm saying? me see whatever. Let me see. I'm trying to somebody. Anyway, I'm gonna you got metribuzin, decloud, sexothicidum. I can't even pronounce it anymore. Carfenitrazone, pendulum. It's a whole lot of very deadly homemade stuff. But when you're sitting there and you're seeing people use that Roundup shit on the res, I used to look at them spraying that around the house because they're worried about the weeds coming up. And I'm like, you got crabgrass, you got dandelion root, you got all these things growing and you're killing with these chemicals. No wonder they're so fat, unhealthy, and running around. Ortho is another one. None of it should ever be used. Even spectricide. This is deadly stuff, people. High yield kills all. Vegetation control. They're poisoning the ground. Okay, well, the bonnet stump remover, all that stuff is poisoning the earth, and this stuff just doesn't go away. So when it rains, what does rain do? People think that it becomes fog. That's natural from the dew, but it goes in the ground. And what happens when it rains? That stuff crystallizes. When it rains, it goes what? It starts finding its way to whatever water table it can find its way to. And then what happens? Not only does it get into the water that is still mixed with the wastewater that they're reconstituting, there's chemicals in that. So your tap water is nothing more than pee and poop water. When you shower, it's the pee and poop water with a plethora of chemicals. And there's quadrillions of tons of fresh water in the ocean, people. You are being subjugated, lied to, and your lives with lesser, it's even these, man, by these fictional ass Zionist ran water companies. You gotta purify the best way you can. And you think everybody's normal. I don't care how good a person looks, man. How wonderful a person smells. It's all chemicals, or they were just fortunate for a period of time. We're built different, yet they studied our people for a long time and murdered many. And you find these restaurants, especially in liberal states, it's like the liquor stores and churches on every friggin' corner. And the bodegas, you ever see the crap they're selling in them things? It's like the res, the little stores, like the Spirit gas station store. The moment you walk in there, it's nothing but toxic beet sugar candies and potato chips. The moment you walk in, and donuts, hostesses, and Twinkies, and people are not in a natural state, beloveds. All right? So I just want to come on and share that. I'm gonna shut it down. I'm gonna drink my Rise coffee here. I wish I had a wish list. I'd be like, yo, y'all send me some Rise coffee, man. But anyway. But I just wanted to point this out. Let me get this off this internet. Okay. All right for that. Okay. My apologies, guys. I'm just getting it off the internet. Okay, there we go. Look, man, look, it was an excellent live last night. I really wanted to shoot from the hip. I have so much I would like to discuss, but I know it's baby steps, and I proved that without wanting to prove it, because I don't allow you, like, I control. I allow people to share where they've come, and I want to do this more often to see if people are really adapting. And I remember I said a while ago, it's not to hurt feelings, that the majority of you won't get it. It will take some work. And what y'all don't really get is I was really studying you all, because it's paramount and important. And I love the feedback. I enjoyed that live. It was so not gimmicky. It was, you know, it was organic. And you got a lot of work to do, people. It's not complicated, it's not hard. But there was so much more that could have been said. But it was very consistent. And I hope you're starting to really realize and get where I'm coming from. And the importance of communion, orientation, but family. Fucking orientation. Orientation is what got our people fucked up. Our people really need to get it together. And I mean, for those who really seek the better benefit of self, and they always say like-minded people find the like-minded circles. And it's not to go in there and thrust in your narrative, but it's to reshape your destiny and redesign, utilizing the things that actually work, that are not just promising. Your benevolence itself, but that's nurturing. You dig what I'm saying? What's nurturing is what's more required and needed. And most people believe they're nurturing and ignorance with hypocrisy. And I don't see how that works. So as far as I'm concerned, and what's going on in the world, and the people not making city hall meetings and town hall meetings, liberal states to me are the melanated people in liberal states are the dumbest fucking people I've ever seen in the world. And it wasn't that way up until the 60s or 70s. The 60s, really. That's disturbing. Misled by people like Ringwald, Martin Luther, Jackson, a whole bunch of them. Just misled. And the greatest thing Martin Luther King ever said, other than the fact of, here we find a Negro languishing in the society in the corners of his own, you know what I'm saying? He told all these knuckleheads that this is our land. And that's why I can't stand Umar and all these old dumb niggas still pushing their crap. He said that, I believe I've led them into a burning house. And he started stocking up on guns and everything. Chatting with the deacons with guns and all that. But they don't want to tell you that story. He even cut ties dealing with them fake ass Jews. Are y'all aware of that? Like, he really did. Yes, he slept with many damn women and hoes. Well, he never paid no hoes, but because the women wanted to jump on his dick anyway. Yes, but that was part of our way anyway. That's the reason why when I saw how many views my videos actually had and how they're hiding them, and some of y'all seen it, Rondo and everybody, y'all sitting there going, you just had like 30, 40 people watching. And it's showing 6 people viewed it. And I'm sitting there going, I know it's crazy. And you got 33 likes. I'm like, oh. And then it shows me I've got more likes, I've got more views. And I'm sitting there going, how he do that? And I guess their hacks or whatever wasn't able to hide everything. So we know it's a government agency. What are they afraid of if they got everything cinched? Especially like me cursing people. I don't use those terms. I don't believe in voodoo and cursing and all that, but it's real. I know it's real. That's all I got to say. Every time. Even people you would consider close. Somebody stepped out of line and they're going, what happened? And they're going, you better leave Red alone. Listen to me. This is not a game. And yet we have they're willing sacrifices. And this is the world you live in. It's crazy. All right, y'all need to know this. There are willing sacrifices. People who will sacrifice themselves for some fake narrative, fake ideology, fake religion, because of politics that have been played on them. Okay? We could be cultivating our own water. We could be growing, raising our own hens and chickens. We can medicinally be taking better care of one another. And I ain't talking about no nature boy shit and some Guyana, what's that Jim Jones shit. Control is established by the individuals who seek order, because there's no control required when order is established. But people have to be a voice in unison without no anger and hate, because the moment that happens, you expel. No, this is not no religious dichotomy. You either want better for self, you're willing to get up, and if you are unable, then we will, and then everybody who can will provide. But uttermost laziness and this, that, and other will not be tolerated. That's not who we are, especially when it's in a better environment. There's so much we could be doing, making earth homes, building we have natural coal cellars, and I can't say everything on here, but the world is against you for no reason other than pure ignorance and the fact that they've embodied the hate and the sadist mentality while you're still holding on. It's mind-boggling. And when I say about the stupid, it's not because it's the greater number. It's just the reality. There are things that get in your head, you hear your voice, know what you're thinking. That's why I say it's important to meditate and clear your mind and be able to react, knowing the body can react without thought process, even misleading people who get in misleading things that listen to you. Look, man, I can't say everything on here, okay? I want to, man. I just can't. That's all I got, man. So I'll be back in about, like I said, I got some nice stuff in the oven, baking and stuff. You know, my stew, my mushroom stew, warming up for me. So let's look at about 11 o'clock. Yes, I actually got a message that I'm supposed to be getting something in the mail today. I'm going to take you outside and show you this little bit of snow. It's supposed to snow some more. I'm going to share this with you because it's not natural. The kids are playing in it. I wanted to say something, but you can't ruin that, you know. And then though, to me, I think the benefit of ruining it is actually beneficial. I'm not going nowhere else. Stop looking at me all crazy. So it's not that much. Yes, we leave our bikes outside, doors unlocked. I'm not kidding, y'all. Look at it. See where my footprints are? Do you know why? It's been like that all night. All still was snowing. It's just starting to melt. And everybody walked by looking at it. Where's this guy? The snow can't even grab. Get your head back. Can't even. Yeah, it's been like that all night, y'all. Snow wouldn't even gather there. You think I'm playing, don't you? Okay. I'm not trying to make no believer out of nobody. Trust me. So my neighbor was outside. She was over there. She come back. No, she was over there grabbing a snowball to go and hit one of my Eric Snowdens. I was laughing my butt off, and the kids was right there. You see, they had a look. They was making a little. So it's a beautiful thing, you know. Like I said, I love all people, man. Really do. I seriously do. Most people get I'm sensitive, so sometimes I put an act on because I am so tired. But I don't really have that much hate in me. I was born hateful. That's a whole nother story. But there you go, Papa. Go on. You got it? He wanted to get in the window, y'all. That's his favorite spot. Anyway, I love to see the children having a good time, man. I'm very protective of the younglings. And only because of balance. No other reason. If there was balance, I can't say I wouldn't be here. You probably wouldn't know me. Guaranteed. I appreciate y'all taking the time to listen to an old fogey like me. And yeah, so in about 2 hours, we'll come on. We're going to hit it off with exposing expositions, blah, blah, blah. But I'm also going to pick back up because I got to read this because, you know, it's fitting. Let me pull it out. Because we have a lot of doubters and disbelievers, ancient and modern Britons and Jews and Muslims in British colonial America, which is not British colonial. It ain't their place and it ain't America. All right. So appreciate everybody. See y'all in a couple hours. I'm gonna shut you out. Damn, I didn't even see all y'all come up in here. Yo, Oak, what's going on? Salute Tribe. Snoo, hey, what's going on, love? Got you at work today. You better give me a call. I need to see your face. All right. Rondo, what's going on? What's going on, Nafi? What's happening? T. Hines, what's good? Sitting everything, bro. Everything, regardless, you know. I hope that was helpful for you guys. You know what I'm saying? Herbo, what's going on, beloved? I got T, right? Yeah, I got T. Hines, definitely. Yeah, just that. And James Big, what's going on, beloved? What's going on? Anyway, I hope that was kind of beneficial and helpful. There's so much more, but you guys can research the stuff. So I don't want to get on here and, you know, they come because they're already looking. Oh, what's he talking about now with their little weak selves, cowardice selves? But again, appreciate you guys last night live. I know it went a little late, man. Appreciate you guys coming in this AM. Yeah, just share it. All right. So I'll see y'all here in roughly about 2 hours. But love as always, my sisters, my brothers,